Hello and welcome to Intermittent Gaming Reviews. Today we're looking at World War Z for the PlayStation 4, and I'm just going to preface this review by saying that we were sent a copy for review by Saber Interactive for the PlayStation 4, which is what we have right in front of us here now. What we've got here is the Ultimate Horde mode. It's a kind of zombie post-apocalyptic world based upon the film, based upon the book. Now, to be perfectly honest, I haven't seen the film World War Z, so I can offer absolutely no insight into how closely it resembles the film or borrows elements of the film, etc, etc. And I haven't played Left 4 Dead, so if you're looking for a review that has comparisons to those, this is really not the place. If, though, you are like me and you're looking for, or you're wondering what the game is like and you don't really know anything about the film, you don't really know anything about Left 4 Dead, then by all means keep on watching, keep on listening, because that's the kind of breakdown that I'm going to give here. So I'm just going to take through my experiences with the game so far. First of all, I'm going to have to say, visually, I'm actually kind of impressed. I think that the graphics look solid. It runs really smoothly. It's a really good looking game, holds together really well for the most part. You know, there's a little bit of clipping here and there, which can be forgiven given the sheer volume of zombies that you'll have on the screen at certain points. You can either play with friends, which is probably the ideal way. You can play it solo. In fact, you can play it solo and offline if you wish, which I hadn't realised until I actually got the review code in my machine. And that's enjoyable, but it's certainly, you can tell it's not how the game was meant to be played, purely because you have to play in a squad of 4. So if you're playing offline, then you're playing on your own, but you still have like 3 computer-controlled kind of allies to help you out, and they are pretty useless, to be quite honest. You're not going to be able to do much with them tactically. They're going to try and take out zombies as they come onto the screen. They're going to, you know, keep shooting and stuff, but you know, you can't take a tactical approach or a stealthy approach, or they're just going to do what they want to do. So ideally play it with you know, 3 friends that you can communicate with via headsets and coordinate. If you don't have other friends playing the game, as I didn't when I first started, I would recommend playing with you know, randoms, playing with, you know, 3 other squad members that are just other people looking to join a party like you. Don't need to do it with the headset. I played without a headset for the first kind of couple of episodes, actually, just playing with it, and actually found that you know, there's not really an opportunity for kind of griefing or trolling, or actually just that so far the people that have been playing it, everyone has just worked together. It's actually been a really positive experience, which is a nice thing to be able to say in this modern age of online gaming. Yeah, it's an incredibly enjoyable experience, even with randoms. I as with most things, if you're playing with friends, people that you know you can actually chat to as you're playing, you know, make sure you're coordinated, you grab this weapon, you cover this area, yada yada yada, that's when the game's at its best, definitely. But it's still very enjoyable with randoms. I've had times when I've been taken out, or you get attacked by the certain classes of zombie that will just attack you and basically keep beating you until someone frees you. Someone sort of shoots the zombie off you, and if they don't, then you die. And that hasn't happened to me yet. Someone has always come to my aid. If I have been put down by you know, if I get sort of be put down to a downed state, even when my team have been like quite far ahead of me, they've come back and they've revived me, and we've carried on, you know, and I'll come back and revive them. That's been my experience so far. So, and I've played a good chunk of it now, so with a variety of people, and every game, every experience has been a positive one so far. There is a leveling up system in it. It's all done quite interestingly, actually. The game's sort of split into these 4 episodes, each with their own chapters, or it's 4 chapters each with their own episode. I can't remember which way around it is now. So you go to different locations around the world, you take control of different characters in those locations, and you kind of make your way through the game, and your character levels up. You're leveling up basically essentially grants you more skills, more weapons, and improvements as you go. So the difficulty settings that they have, they're sort of from easy right up to, I don't know, insane or 5-star difficulty basically. And the game encourages you to start on easy. It's basically like if you are a low level character with, you know, limited basic weapons, no really skills or perks to speak of, then start on easy, because the game will be doable, enjoyable. You'll learn the levels, you'll learn how the game works, and you'll survive basically. It thoroughly encourages replay, wants you to replay these scenarios again and again, and in order to sort of keep that from becoming too stale, you can ramp up the difficulty. So as you level up your characters, the difficulty kind of is tailored to those levels. So once your character's at level 25 or so, you want to be hitting the much harder levels on it, otherwise it's going to be too much of a walk in the park. Resources are limited in the game, so you can't like just carry tons of med kits and be a healer for your team, but you can heal either yourself or a teammate with the med kit that you're carrying. So far, certainly on the lower skill levels, being able to resupply both med kits and ammo is plentiful, so you're never really left short. But on the harder skill levels, not only is everything taking more bullets in the first place, but there's a lot less, or I should say a lot fewer bullets and med kits for your team to survive with. The game does adapt to how you're doing, so if you are really struggling, barely getting through by the skin of your teeth, you may find that there are a few more things available to you in the following round, the following chapter, or the following episode. So it's not a fixed skill level either. So if you've got maybe a couple of weaker players, or if you're just having a really bad game and you are the weaker player, then yeah, certainly it will adapt and tailor the game to that, so it's not going to be as hard on the hardest skill level if you're really struggling, which is a really good thing. It does just sort of encourages that accessibility, makes it a bit more, you know, gives players a bit more of a chance, whether you are just, you know, maybe a less skilled gamer or not as confident gamer, or if you know, going the other way, if you're highly skilled, it's going to restrict your access to things and really make it work for your win in the game, for your victories. Right, onto the more negative side of stuff. The big glaring issue that I'm going to have to mention first off is the fact that during my first playthrough, the game just, I think it's been well publicised now, but for me it did happen. It crashed completely. It got completely just killed my machine basically. Had to do a hard reset. You know, PS4 complaining at me for not closing it down properly, but there was no other way out of it. It has only happened once so far, but it certainly, you know, it happened early on in my experience with the game, so that did kind of, you know, I can't help but acknowledge that it happened, and that certainly made me a kind of once bitten twice shy, a bit cautious going into the game, not feeling too precious about progress. That said, it has only been the once, but I know this has been a problem for a lot of people, so I figured it was worth mentioning. Secondly, the kind of major negative that I have for it is it's very much an opinion rather than anything game breaking, and that's just that there isn't really any story. It's very much every scenario is run through, kill zombies, survive. The characters have got backgrounds, biography pages in the menus and things, but it's all irrelevant. You're basically some faceless characters killing masses and masses of zombies. It's incredibly good fun. It looks quite nice. There are some fun little puzzles for your squad. Nothing too difficult. But there isn't really a story. So if you're looking for something that's going to be like a branching narrative, or a exciting installments that really where you see the character development and their relationships, that's not happening here. It's basically go and kill a load of zombies. I don't want to do it down in terms of that being fun. It is incredibly enjoyable to do, but if you're looking for a story, look elsewhere, basically. But yeah, I mean, all in all, I've found the game thoroughly enjoyable. I've got to say it's actually a lot more fun than I thought it would be when I first kind of got hold of the game. I was very, very pleased to be sent a free copy of the game for review. But certainly, as ever, I've not let that colour my judgment at all. I'm going, well, this is a game I'm going to take at face value, see what I think of it, and I'll freely admit I didn't anticipate enjoying it as much as I have done. The look of it is a lot nicer, how well it moves together, and just seeing the zombie hordes rushing at you and knowing that you've got to put down every single one of them, it's something to behold. It really is. Will it have the longevity? Will it keep me playing for weeks to come? I don't know, to be quite honest. I think if they add more scenarios, more locations, I would certainly be interested to play more of them. Will I be aiming for platinum trophies and finishing things on the top, the top difficulty level? Probably not, but like I say, I wouldn't completely rule it out at this time either. So, I mean, yeah, difficult to say. The biggest issue against it, to be totally honest, the biggest thing against it is just the sheer volume of games that are coming out at the moment. When you think of the likes of, what have we had recently? We've got Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice has been dropped recently. Days Gone is imminent. We've had the Firestorm mode released on Battlefield recently. There's Apex Legends that's dropped out, come to us for free. There's a lot of games happening right now, and more to come. I think if this had been released at a quieter time, it would certainly have soaked up a lot more of my gaming time. Will it carry on kind of sinking its teeth? Well, if I kind of getting me to sink my teeth into it, I don't know. I will be interested to see how much it kind of keeps pulling me back in. But yeah, overall, for where it's at right now, I'm going to give it a solid 8 out of 10 for intermittent gaming. I again, as I said, I didn't think it would be, for me, I didn't think it would be scoring so highly. I was thinking we might get to a 6 or 7, depending on how well it held together, but it's impressed me enough to kind of push it into the 8s. I think if it had a bit more of a narrative, something to kind of key me into the characters, we could have been pushing higher still. It's very, very impressive graphically, gameplay wise. Just needs a little bit more to kind of keep pulling me back in. But certainly give it a go, especially if you've got 3 friends that are getting it too, because that is the way to play it. It is a ton of fun, just running around killing zombies and chatting to people as you go. Okay, we're going to leave it there. Thank you very much for watching our review of World War Z on PlayStation 4. But for now, we're going to take another intermission.
Well, thanks for the assistance, my darlings. I'll see you later.
You can't leave us here.